just confirmed at Newcastle. For massive updates are shaking things up at St. James Park right now. From a hidden transfer masterstroke finally being proven right, to huge stadium plans gaining serious traction, the atmosphere around the club is electric. Fans are buzzing, and there's a real sense that something historic is about to happen. The Magpies aren't just growing on the pitch, they're transforming everything off it too. And that's not all. One big signing faces a setback that's left Eddie Howe rethinking his short-term plans, while an emotional goodbye to a fan favorite still echoes through Tyneside. Each story brings drama, excitement, and pure Newcastle passion. So, before we dive into these stunning updates, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next breaking story coming straight out of St. James Park. Malik Thiaw has quickly become one of the brightest stars under Eddie Howe at Newcastle United, and his rise couldn't have come at a better time. When the club missed out on Mark Guehi a year ago, many feared it was a lost opportunity. But Thiaw's arrival from AC Milan turned that disappointment into relief. His calmness on the ball, strong tackles, and leadership at the back have made him an instant fan favorite. The German defender has not only strengthened the defense but also brought a new sense of confidence to the entire team, proving himself worth every penny Newcastle paid. Newcastle's scouting team had been monitoring Thiaw for months before the deal was sealed. Reports from BBC Sport revealed that the club believed he was a genuine bargain in today's inflated transfer market. Signed for £30 million, potentially rising to £34.3 million with bonuses, the fee already looks like a masterstroke. The belief inside St. James Park was that it would be nearly impossible to find a defender of his quality for such a price. It's safe to say that those behind the deal were absolutely right, as Thiaw's performances have exceeded all expectations so far. Eddie Howe's faith in Thiaw has been rewarded time and time again this season. The manager often praises his composure and mentality, describing him as a player who never hides from responsibility. Fans have noticed how Thiaw's positioning and intelligence have reduced defensive errors that used to cost the team dearly. His communication with teammates like Fabian Schär and Dan Burn has created a more solid backline, giving goalkeeper Nick Pope more security. The transformation has been visible, and it's no surprise that pundits now list Thiaw among the most reliable defenders in the Premier League. The supporters have played a big part in his growing confidence too. Thiaw recently spoke about the chant created for him by Newcastle fans, saying it left him genuinely touched. "It's great," he said. "I don't know who made it, but they did an amazing job. My friends and family were shocked when they heard it because I never had a chant before." That kind of connection between player and fans is something special in football, and it shows how deeply Thiaw has already been embraced by the Geordie faithful at St. James Park. In the dressing room, Thiaw's personality has also stood out. During a light-hearted moment in the physio room, even Dan Burn joined in singing his chant, showing the camaraderie in the squad. Such moments might seem small, but they reveal how united this Newcastle side has become under Howe. Thiaw's humility and positive attitude have earned him respect from everyone around the club. He's not the type to seek headlines or personal glory. Instead, he focuses entirely on improving and helping his teammates perform at their best every match day. The connection between Newcastle and AC Milan seems to have brought great fortune to Tyneside. After all, Thiaw joined alongside Sandro Tonali, another talented young player from the Italian giants. Together, they cost the club less than £100 million, an incredible deal by modern standards. It's a reminder that smart recruitment, not just big spending, can still make all the difference. The transfer team's belief that value could still be found in Europe's top leagues has paid off handsomely, proving that Newcastle's strategy under Eddie Howe and the ownership is on the right track. Thiaw's performances have not only impressed fans and coaches but also attracted attention from pundits across Europe. Many have highlighted his aerial strength and ability to play out from the back as qualities rarely seen in players his age. At just 24 years old, he already plays with the maturity of a seasoned veteran. His leadership on the pitch has helped guide younger players, and his calm decision-making under pressure has become vital in tight games. For a club aiming to challenge the very best, Thiaw looks like a cornerstone for the future. Behind the scenes, Newcastle's technical staff continue to praise his professionalism. He's one of the first to arrive at training and among the last to leave, constantly analyzing his performances to improve. Eddie Howe has built a culture where work ethic matters as much as talent, and Thiaw embodies that perfectly. His willingness to adapt to the Premier League's physicality has also been remarkable. It's no secret that defenders from abroad often struggle early on, but Thiaw's transition has been smooth, proving he has both the mindset and ability to thrive in England. The German defender's influence goes beyond the pitch. Fans see in Thiaw a symbol of Newcastle's new identity: disciplined, ambitious, and resilient. Every match he plays seems to add more proof that this is a player destined for great things. The way he celebrates goals with passion and humility mirrors the city's spirit: hardworking and proud. Newcastle supporters have seen many players come and go, but Thiaw has already cemented himself as one of those rare figures who truly gets what it means to wear black and white stripes. As the season continues, there's a growing belief that Malik Thiaw could become one of the defining signings of the Eddie Howe era. His impact has gone far beyond just defending. He's brought leadership, confidence, and stability. The fans love him, the manager trusts him, and the results on the pitch prove his worth. If his early form is anything to go by, Thiaw could soon be mentioned among the club's all-time greats. From a £30 million bargain to a vital pillar of Newcastle United, this is only the beginning of his story. And as Newcastle continue to rise, Thiaw's presence serves as proof that the club's vision is finally becoming reality. Once seen as outsiders, the Magpies are now building a foundation of winners, and Thiaw embodies everything that journey represents. Determined, disciplined, and deeply connected to the fans, he's not just another signing. He's a symbol of the club's transformation. The belief that started behind closed doors has now turned into roaring chants across Tyneside, and Malik Thiaw stands right at the heart of it all. Newcastle United are quietly preparing for one of the most ambitious projects in their modern history, a brand new stadium that could redefine the future of the club. Recent reports suggest that early designs include a Wembley Way-style fan zone, complete with bars, restaurants, and entertainment areas that would turn every match day into a full event. Discussions have been described as positive between the club's decision-makers and city planners. Although no official updates are expected until next year, the excitement around this project is already spreading fast among supporters who dream of a grand new home for the Magpies. Sources close to the club say that this potential new ground is more than just about adding seats. It's about transforming the fan experience from start to finish. The inspiration comes from famous venues such as Wembley and the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, where supporters gather hours before kickoff to enjoy the atmosphere. The idea is to give Newcastle fans something similar, right here in the Northeast. Food stalls, local music, and community spaces could all play a part in this bold vision of the future, designed to unite generations of Geordies under one black and white banner. One of the driving forces behind this plan is the desire to boost the club's long-term revenue. At the moment, much of the matchday spending happens in city centre pubs, leaving the club with limited financial gain. By creating a vibrant entertainment zone around the stadium, Newcastle could capture that income directly while offering fans an unforgettable experience. Analysts believe that this model could turn the Magpies into one of the most financially powerful clubs in the Premier League, especially when paired with the club's growing global fan base and commercial expansion. According to reports from NUFC blog, the club's leadership is determined to create something that reflects the pride and ambition of Newcastle as a city. The proposed capacity of around 70,000 seats would put the new ground among the largest in Europe, ending the long-standing frustration of season ticket shortages. There's even a 10-year waiting list for corporate boxes at St James Park, with the cheapest package costing £40,000 a year. The new stadium would not only ease this pressure but also allow the club to host international fixtures, concerts, and global sporting events. Eddie Howe, though focused on the team's performances, is said to fully support the long-term vision. He's often spoken about the passion of the fans and how the club's infrastructure must grow alongside its sporting ambitions. For Howe, a new stadium is not just a building, it's a symbol of progress. Players would benefit from state-of-the-art facilities, and the academy could also be integrated more closely into the project. That connection between the senior squad and the next generation is seen as vital for building a sustainable legacy that goes beyond short-term success. Beyond football, the proposed project could bring enormous economic benefits to the region. Urban regeneration is one of the club's key priorities, with plans to create new jobs and local business opportunities around the stadium site. The Wembley Way concept would encourage fans to arrive earlier and stay longer, supporting nearby shops and restaurants. Local leaders see this as a chance to breathe new life into parts of the city that have been overlooked in recent years. It's a vision where Newcastle United becomes a central pillar of the community, both on and off the pitch. Sources also mention that the club is already exploring sponsorship options for the new stadium. Some of these potential deals could involve companies connected to the club's ownership group, including global brands linked to the Public Investment Fund. While nothing has been confirmed, insiders believe the naming rights alone could bring in record-breaking sums. If handled wisely, that revenue could fund further investments in transfers, youth development, and women's football. It's all part of a wider effort to make Newcastle a model of modern football success, financially stable and fiercely competitive. The inspiration from the Allegiant Stadium in Nevada is no coincidence. Newcastle's executives were reportedly impressed by its multipurpose design and the way it draws fans from all over the world. The Magpies want to create something equally iconic in the UK, a place that represents not just a football club but a movement. The club is aware that St. James Park carries deep emotional ties, and any change will be handled carefully. There's even talk of integrating historical elements into the new structure to preserve the connection between past and present. Of course, not every supporter is convinced yet. Some fans fear that leaving St. James Park could mean losing part of the club's soul. It's an understandable concern, given the stadium's rich history and emotional significance. However, early reports suggest that the ownership is exploring all possibilities, including expanding the current ground if technically feasible. What's clear, though, is that the ultimate goal remains the same: to build a stadium worthy of Newcastle's ambition and its loyal supporters. Change may be daunting, but progress often requires bold decisions. As things stand, Newcastle United's new stadium dream is moving from imagination to planning. Meetings with stakeholders, design discussions, and feasibility studies are already underway. While nothing will happen overnight, there's a powerful sense of momentum behind the scenes. The club's leadership has described the project as transformational, and it's easy to see why. For generations of Geordies, this could mark the beginning of a new era, one where the black and white army finally has a home to match its enormous heart and unshakable pride. Yoane Wissa's time at Newcastle United has not started the way anyone hoped. Signed for £55 million from Brentford on the 1st of September, the Congolese forward was meant to be one of Eddie Howe's key attacking pieces this season. But just a week after joining, disaster struck when Wissa suffered a serious posterior cruciate ligament injury while playing for his national team. What was supposed to be a dream debut has turned into months of rehabilitation and uncertainty. For both the player and the club, it's been a painful waiting game filled with frustration and patience in equal measure. Eddie Howe confirmed recently that Wissa is nowhere near returning to full training and that the original comeback target before the international break is no longer realistic. The manager spoke with honesty, admitting that despite progress in his physical work, Wissa is still some distance from joining the group. He's training on the grass and doing his fitness work, Howe said, but he's not ready to rejoin the squad yet. I can't give an exact date, but it won't be before the break. It's a disappointing update for fans eager to see their new forward in action. Behind the scenes, however, Newcastle's medical team is encouraged by Wissa's attitude. He's been fully committed to his recovery, spending long hours at the training ground to rebuild strength and mobility. According to those close to him, he's determined to come back stronger than ever. The staff describe him as a positive force despite his situation. That resilience has impressed Howe and the squad, who see him every day pushing through the pain barrier. Injuries can test even the toughest professionals, but Wissa's mental strength has earned admiration throughout the club. The injury also came at a particularly bad time for Newcastle's attacking plans. After the summer departures of key forwards, Wissa was signed to bring pace, power, and directness to the front line. His ability to play across the front three made him an ideal fit for Howe's pressing system. Unfortunately, the team has had to adjust quickly to his absence, relying more on Nick Woltemade and Miguel Almiron to fill the gap. While the Magpies have managed to stay competitive, there's a feeling that Wissa's presence could have added another dimension to their attack. Eddie Howe has been careful not to rush his recovery. "It's all about getting him back in the right way," he said. "We don't want to risk anything or set him back. He's working very hard, and we're supporting him every step of the way." Those words reflect Howe's man management style: patient, caring, and always putting the player's long-term health first. He knows how damaging a premature return can be, especially for a signing who carries such expectation and investment. For now, the focus is entirely on healing and gradual progress. Despite being sidelined, Wissa has made a strong impression in the dressing room. Teammates describe him as charismatic, funny, and supportive, someone who lifts the mood even during tough training days. Howe revealed that Wissa has a very strong personality and is already respected as a leader in the group. That's not an easy thing to achieve for a new player who hasn't even kicked a ball for the club yet. His presence in team meetings, encouragement to others, and constant communication have helped maintain morale through a difficult period of injuries. For a player coming from a different club and culture, the early months are usually crucial for adaptation. In Wissa's case, that adjustment has been cruelly interrupted. But those around him insist that his integration into the club has been smooth nonetheless. He's taken the time to learn about the city, the fans, and what it means to play for Newcastle United. Even though he hasn't made his debut, the supporters have already started showing affection online, sending him messages of encouragement and hoping to see him back in the famous black and white shirt soon. The club's medical staff have also highlighted how carefully the recovery is being monitored. The ligament injury he suffered is complex and requires controlled strengthening work before he can safely resume contact training. Physiotherapists are tracking his progress with advanced monitoring tools, ensuring there are no setbacks. While some fans hoped to see him sooner, Howe's cautious approach is the right one. Newcastle's fixture list is packed, and they can't afford to lose Wissa for longer due to rush decisions. The goal is to have him ready for the crucial winter run. The setback has, however, opened opportunities for others. Nick Woltermaid's recent run of form has softened the blow, and the young German has stepped up admirably in Wissa's absence. Yet, Howe knows that once fit, Wissa brings qualities few others possess: explosive acceleration, power, and the ability to stretch defenses. When the day finally arrives for his debut, the atmosphere at St. James Park will be electric. Fans have waited patiently, and when Wissa finally steps onto the pitch, it'll feel like welcoming a brand new signing all over again. For now, Yoane Wissa remains focused on recovery, supported by the club, his teammates, and fans who can't wait to see him play. Injuries can define or derail careers, but this one may end up strengthening him. He's shown maturity, determination, and leadership beyond expectations. Eddie Howe's admiration for him has only grown, and everyone believes his return will feel like a major boost for Newcastle's campaign. The £55 million man has yet to play a single minute, but his influence is already being felt and soon, his moment will finally come. Yoane Wissa's story at Newcastle is only just beginning, and though fate dealt him a cruel start, it might be shaping him for something even greater. When he finally steps back onto the pitch, he won't just be another player returning from injury, he'll be a symbol of resilience and hope for this new Newcastle era. Howe's side has been built on determination and togetherness, and Wissa fits perfectly into that spirit. His journey from the treatment table to the roar of St. James Park will be one every fan remembers. Eddie Howe has revealed one of the most emotional and difficult decisions of his managerial career, allowing Callum Wilson to leave Newcastle United last summer. The 33-year-old striker departed for West Ham in search of a new challenge, bringing an end to a long and meaningful partnership with Howe that stretched back to their Bournemouth days. For the manager, it was a bittersweet moment. He knew it was the right decision for the club's evolution, but it came with a heavy heart. Few players have meant as much to Howe personally as Wilson has over the years. When asked about Wilson this week, Howe spoke with the honesty that fans have come to admire. "Sometimes in life and in football, it's best for everyone to move on," he said. "That's the sad part of our game. You can't stay together forever, but my love and respect for Callum will never change." His words carried deep emotion, showing just how close the bond between them remains. Wilson wasn't just a goalscorer. He was one of the cornerstones of Howe's early success at both Bournemouth and Newcastle. For many fans, Wilson's exit still feels strange. His goals and leadership played a huge part in Newcastle's resurgence after promotion. He fought through injuries, setbacks, and competition, always answering with professionalism and determination. That spirit made him a fan favorite. When he left, supporters knew it marked the end of an era, a sign that the club was evolving under Howe and the new ownership. Yet, as much as it hurt, there was also pride. Wilson had given everything to the black and white shirt, and his legacy was secure. The timing of his departure, however, added a cruel twist. Just days after he signed for West Ham, Newcastle's new forward Yoane Wissa suffered a long-term knee injury. Suddenly, the Magpies found themselves short of strikers, and fans couldn't help but wonder what might have been if Wilson had stayed just a little longer. Still, Howe refused to regret the decision. He believes in looking forward, not back. The transfer opened the door for Nick Woltemade, whose arrival and early success have softened the blow of losing such an experienced figure. When the fixtures came out, all eyes turned to one match in particular: Newcastle's visit to the London Stadium. It's there that Howe will face his former striker for the first time since the move. "It'll be emotional," he admitted. "I'm looking forward to seeing him and giving him a hug after the match. But before that, we've got a job to do, and we'll need to be fully focused." Howe's words summed up the mutual respect between two men who helped each other reach the very top through loyalty, trust, and belief. Wilson's story is one of perseverance. From non-league beginnings to the Premier League, he's battled adversity time and time again. Injuries tried to stop him, but his determination always won out. Howe often said that Wilson's mentality inspired the dressing room, that no matter how tough things got, he'd never give up. Those qualities shaped not only his own career but also Newcastle's transformation under Howe. Losing such a figure is never easy, but the manager knows the club must continue to evolve if it's to compete among Europe's elite. Despite his move, Wilson still holds Newcastle close to his heart. In interviews, he's spoken warmly about his time on Tyneside, praising the fans and the atmosphere at St. James Park. "It's a special place," he said. "Once you've played there, it stays with you forever." That bond between player and club remains strong, even as he prepares to face his old teammates. The Geordie supporters, too, have shown class. Many plan to give him a warm reception when he returns, recognizing all he gave in the famous black and white stripes. Eddie Howe's comments reveal just how hard it was to let Wilson go. "I'll always be grateful for what he did for me," he said. "Not just the goals, but the attitude, the professionalism, the fight. I owe him a lot." Those words capture the essence of their relationship, built on trust and respect over years of shared challenges. In football, parting ways can often be bitter, but in this case, it's filled with gratitude. Wilson helped build the foundations upon which this new Newcastle stands. As Newcastle prepare for another crucial clash, Howe's attention turns to the future. His faith in Woltemade and the club's new signings reflects a vision that balances sentiment with progress. While Wilson's chapter may be closed, his influence lingers in the culture Howe has created, one based on commitment, courage, and togetherness. That spirit continues to define the team, guiding them through challenges both on and off the pitch. It's what makes Newcastle's story so powerful, always moving forward, yet never forgetting those who built the path. Callum Wilson may now wear different colours, but his impact on Newcastle United remains permanent. The fans still sing his name, the manager still praises him, and the club's success still carries echoes of his contribution. Football is full of painful goodbyes, but some relationships transcend clubs and seasons. Howe and Wilson's connection is one of them. As the Magpies chase new glory, they'll do so with the lessons Wilson left behind: resilience, passion, and belief. That's his true legacy at St. James Park. What an incredible mix of emotion and ambition across all four stories. Malik Thiaw's brilliance proves Newcastle's smart scouting is paying off. Do you think he's already one of the best defenders we've had in years? The new stadium plans show how serious the club is about building for the future, Would you support a move away from St. James Park if it meant world-class facilities for fans and players alike? Then there's Yoane Wissa, fighting back with determination and heart. Do you believe he'll make the kind of comeback that turns him into a hero on Tyneside? And finally, Eddie Howe's heartfelt farewell to Callum Wilson reminds us that football is about people as much as trophies. Should Howe have kept Wilson one more season? Or was it time to move on? One thing's for sure, Newcastle United are moving forward with passion, pride, and purpose. The players, the manager, and especially you, the fans, are writing this new chapter together. Your voice makes all the difference, so let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Wait, before you go, check out this breaking video from Newcastle.